Welcome back. Uh, I finished off the 10Base5 network, and now we're moving on to 10Base2. So 10Base2 was a pretty big move forward for Ethernet in that it got rid of the really thick cable that was very difficult to work with. It got rid of, at least to some extent, the big thick AUI cables, these attachment unit interface cables that were also really thick and difficult to work with, and it took a lot of the expense out of Ethernet. So now, instead of having a big thick cable up in the ceiling that you had to connect to only at very specific points, only often by bringing the network down, you had this really thin cable. This is thinner than I remember, and maybe this is a little bit suspect actually, but this is a regular coaxial cable, similar to what, at least historically, similar to what you would use on like cable television. And then at the end of the connectors are these B and C connectors. So they have like a bayonet sort of twist and lock in sort of thing. And this is a card. This is a 16-bit ISA card that would have been in an old PC. And this is a transceiver. It looks very similar to the, in fact, it is the same electronics as far as I can tell as the transceivers that were used for ThickNet, except up top it has a BNC connector instead of two N types or a vampire tap, and then an AUI connector here. So I don't have this hooked up in a working way yet, but you may intuitively think, well, I could just do this. If I have a 2-node network, I could connect this on here, and I connect this on here, and you would be absolutely wrong. This would not have worked. And a lot of people made that mistake. It's kind of a rookie mistake when it came to networking. You have to connect it to these T connectors, and you connect the T connector to the end, and then you have to have it terminated. So you have to have this terminator, which is a resistor on the end. And if I'm going to connect it on the other end, it would be similarly a T connector here, and then terminator, and then this would connect this. And then if you want to connect another node to your network, you take the terminator off, you take another cable, plug it into its T connector, and then you terminate it again. And what you would have inside of like a lab or something like that is you would have a series of computers just all daisy chained together with these little connectors. And then, of course, if somebody came along and unplugged one of them like this, and they almost would never terminate it, and it would bring the whole network down, and everybody would just be down until you hunted down where this connector was broken. And if you had a big network, that could actually take some amount of time. Later in my career, when I was seeing this getting deployed, people started moving to hubs where it would be basically one connector per computer or a very small number of computers, so that you didn't have that, that one broken cable as a vulnerability to bringing down your whole network. And then I got this thing. So I ordered this. I found this on eBay, and it claims it's 10Base2. I have no idea what it does. I don't think it's actually 10Base2. It looks like it has an RJ45. Actually, it has a keyed RJ45 on one side, and this on the other side. And I think this is, if I had to guess, so this is a BNC connector, but it doesn't stretch out enough for me to actually connect it to something. I might be able to connect it to just this side. I don't think so. Oh yeah, I did. I was able to do that. But I have some vague recollection of this doing something. This may actually be something to do with mainframes. I'm not really sure. But if anybody knows what this does, it says on the back it's a model TX45M. It says network devices. You can see how yellow it is from the plastic just turning yellow over time. And it says terminal number 45. Yeah, I think this may have been like a mainframe, a connector for like some sort of mainframe terminal, like a 3270 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I am pretty sure that this has nothing to do with Ethernet. Even though that's how it was advertised on eBay. Okay, all right, well, thanks. Hopefully next time you see me, this will actually be working, and these will either this or something like it will be in a computer somewhere, and we'll have the 10Base2, 10Base5, and the 10Base2 networks all working together. All right, thanks.